getting wide ranges of industry knowledge from people who are in the business. Can't do that virtually. I mean, you could spend weeks and weeks and weeks just setting up one-on-one calls with people about all these different technologies, but literally in 3 days, you're going to be able to meet 100 of them, and we're all going to be in one place. And then on top of that too, just the networking.
At the beginning of my talk last year, I remember before I went on stage, I met a guy and he was like, yeah, I came here last year with nothing. A year and a half later or whatever it was, he's like, I've got $1 million portfolio now just from going there, and a couple connections that I made like got me going.
The reason Airbnb is getting regulated in all of our cities and towns and HOAs, biggest reason in my opinion is poor management. So when you come to these conferences and you learn how to manage your properties better and make them more efficient, but then also be a good neighbor too, like we're all sharing the secrets behind it.
And everybody's at a different phase of their journey. And that's why I think I am extremely confident from the education side, this will be the most impactful event that we've done to date, bar none.
I guess before we get into it, Mike, how have things been going?
It's been good, man. I've honestly missed doing a lot of this stuff with you guys, but you guys have been crushing it. And it's cool watching you and Chris and E and everybody continuing to help everybody in this community. And yeah, man, things have been good. You know, working on a lot of fun projects behind the scenes on some other stuff. Flying out on Monday to go check out our next hotel deal down in the Outer Banks. So at some point we'll do an episode around that. And one, where did I find it? Why do I like it? What was I looking for? And really dive into more of the details around that project. So excited to go get down there, have some fun in the Outer Banks with Krista next week. It's actually partnering with one of our boardroom folks on one of his deals who we met at WealthCon last go around. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff going on. Freedom Factory's moving along, our new 10,000 square foot training center that I am so pumped about. Had a lot of hiccups on the construction side. That is finally moving forward. I stopped in there yesterday and a lot of the new HVAC is going in. A lot of final decisions getting made on some different things and a couple tweaks, but that's moving forward. So yeah, man, a lot of balls in the air, a lot of fun, and really, really excited for Nashville. You know, this is one of those things. If anybody knows me personally, you know I'm a huge goal-oriented person and a big vision guy. Back in 2019, before I started STR Secrets or any of this coaching stuff, I was at Grant Cardone's 10X conference with E down in Miami. And I remember sitting there, he was interviewing Damon John. And I remember sitting there and I'm like, this is what I want to do. Like, I want to help people and I want to put on the biggest, best conference possible. And I made a vision board on the way home and Photoshopped myself on the stage and all this crazy stuff. And in that 5-year window, everything started coming true, man, to the point where last year, you know, I'm on stage interviewing Damon John with Bill, and it was just crazy, man. So to me, this is one of those kind of like Field of Dreams. If you can build it, if you see the vision and you build it, people will come. And it's been an unbelievable ride. If the listeners knew me 10 years ago and I told them I was going to put on the biggest short-term rental conference in the world and be a speaker on stage and do all this stuff, they would have laughed at me because I was such an introverted, you know, cubicle geek diving into spreadsheets day after day as an accountant. You really can just make a decision and completely change your life. And this was one of those events that was kind of a full circle moment for me. And this is our last hurrah. You know, Bill and I have been doing it. This is our 4th one. We both agreed it takes a ton of time, a ton of planning, ton of money to put this event on. And we both agreed, all right, we're going to do one more. It's going to be our grand finale. This isn't some marketing thing. It's like, this is it, like going our separate ways. Things are going well, but like he's got his stuff going on. I got my stuff going on. So this is it. This is the last chance to do this big event together and bring everybody from around the world to Nashville, Tennessee, and have a ton of fun, a ton of networking, and a ton of education over a 3-day period. So I'm excited, man. It's like the anticipation before like Christmas morning, right? Like you're excited. You're just like, I wanted to be here. I wanted to get here. So we're close. We're like 6 weeks out.
So it'll be about a month away. So it's July 23rd through the 25th. So it's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it's going to be at the Music City Center, same place it was last year in Nashville, Tennessee, which is, I lived there for 3 years with Sierra, and Nashville's in my top 5 favorite cities in the country. I love it there. There's a lot to do. It's like Nash Vegas, right? There's a lot to do at night, but during the day, it's gonna be pretty action packed. at the Music City Center, which is a massive convention center. Year one and year two, I think we had like 1,500 people. How many are you expecting this year?
One was like just under 1,000. It was like 950 or something. The max capacity at the Wild Horse Saloon that we had it was 1,000. We were around 950 to 980, so like just under max capacity. Year two, we were definitely over capacity year two. We'll just put it that way. So at that point, it was like, okay, we've clearly outgrown this. And then at WealthCon last year, we were somewhere around 22 to 2,400 people, somewhere in that range. I'd have to go back and look at the numbers, but it was over 2,000. Completely different venue. I mean, the Music City Center, if you've never been, it's basically an entire city block. It's massive. It is massive. I mean, just the vendor showcase was bigger than the entire Wild Horse Saloon. It's huge. And so, we've got plenty of space, which enables us to do a lot of cool things that we'll talk about here and how we've structured this event to make sure that we deliver the most amount of value, no matter if you're a brand new beginner or if you're operating 100 plus doors, trying to scale, sell your business, get into hotels, whatever it is, wherever along that journey you are, we've been able to customize it because of this venue and because the layout, it gives us more flexibility, which I'm really excited about. Because I don't want to just fill content to fill content if it's not relevant to who's there, right? And everybody's at a different phase of their journey. And that's why I think I am extremely confident that it's, from the education side, this will be the most impactful event that we've done to date, bar none.
100%. So 6 keynote sessions, which is a lot less than what we did in the past. I think we kind of packed them like 3 days of just a ton of keynotes, but it's going to be a little bit different this year. But the 6 are pretty heavy hitters. We got Cody Sanchez, who I've been following for like 4 or 5 years now. You've got a relationship, I think, with one of her past partners too, right? I mean, she's doing some amazing things. Yeah,
She's a beast. And yeah, I'm excited to meet her, pick her brain a little bit, and I'm really excited to see what she shares. She's someone that is really coming in. I've said this for a long time, that the difference maker for the folks that will last long term, treat it like a business and they look at everything from a business lens. And there's nobody else out there right now that is really talking that game more than Cody, right? Like, she's just looking at everything from that business lens. And I don't care if it's STRs, hotels, laundromats, HVAC companies, like whatever, like she just sees the bigger picture when it comes to business, and she's going to give a ton of wisdom around.
Yeah. Just seeing, like, we're all in this for, none of us have, public companies, right? We're all in this for small business. And I think she sees it, and she's in the weeds, has been in the weeds, but then also sees the private equity game, and has obviously a private equity company that's been buying a bunch of businesses. She's really good with social media too. So if you don't know her now, give her a follow. Cody Sanchez. She's the founder of Contrarian Thinking, and really just an expert in acquiring businesses. And she's got a book out there as well. I think it's what is it? The Main Street Millionaire, which is small businesses that are on Main Street in our smaller towns in around the country. So she's going to be awesome. And then Pace Morby's coming back. So the old Sub 2 creative finance guru Pace Morby's coming back. I know you got a relationship with him too, and Bill does as well.
Man, like, if you've ever gotten around somebody that they just have this magnetic energy that just pulls you in, like, Pace has that at a different level, right? Like, hanging out with him backstage last year, he makes you feel like $1,000,000. He's not like this egotistical guy, even though he's achieved massive success, and he genuinely cares, which is why I respect the hell out of the guy. And he may be the best, at least one of the top 5, but he might be the best speaker that I've seen in person that can really pull in an audience and cater a message to that audience. Like, last year, he absolutely crushed. I don't even think he got to his slides. But like, he literally just delivered a message that specifically catered to that crowd based on the feedback that he was getting, like backstage and working around the room. It was lights out. So I'm super excited to have him back. And he's also doing a workshop, which we'll talk about in a minute, to go really deep around creative finance, which is going to help a ton of people, especially in this interest rate environment that doesn't seem to be going anywhere for a while.
Yeah, 100%. And then also we've got Bill Faith, who obviously co-founder of short-term rental or STR WealthCon. I think Bill's just, especially over the last like couple of years, he's really upped his game, and he's one of those guys that will help you with anything, man. I mean, you see him in Facebook all the time, just responding to people's messages, and he's just really one of those go givers. And same thing with Kenny Bedwell, who's going to be doing one of the keynotes too, probably around market selection and how to use data effectively to get in the right properties. And then Michael Bird, I think, has a relationship with Bill as well, and is a a high performance coach. So he's going to be doing a keynote as well. So I'm excited to listen to him. And then
Michael Bird stuff, it's phenomenal, right? I got his book. Actually, Bill recommended it to me a while ago. Becoming a Person of Interest. Phenomenal book. Phenomenal book. And so I'm excited to meet him. I think Bill hired him as a coach years ago, like long time ago, and kept up that relationship. So I'm excited to meet Michael and hear his talk. Again, a lot of these folks, when you see them on stage and when you talk to them back, they just have this energy that just gets you excited. And that's one thing that's very hard to get when you're not in person. Like when you're there, it's a completely different energy, right? People have asked me all the time, and I obviously have all the recordings and I go back and watch them quite a bit because there's so many nuggets in there, but you can't replicate the energy when you're in the room with someone like a Michael Burt or Pace or Bill or Cody or myself or whoever it is. Like there's just a different energy when you're in the room with somebody that it will elevate you in ways that you won't understand.
Yep. And then you've got something up your sleeve as well. I know you've been working on your presentation, developing some pretty cool stuff over the last year, really, that you're going to be talking about on stage too, right?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna even tease it out because it's something that I haven't really talked about before. I'm gonna save it. And that was part of the decisions that you and Chris have really stepped up, and he stepped up to drive a lot of this. And so I've had really the last year to really define where we're going as a company and where this industry is going. And I'm going to share some things that nobody else is talking about, but there's a much bigger game that you can play. And I'm going to walk through that whole process on how you go from zero or just starting out all the way to the quote unquote promised land of generational wealth and truly passive income, and really map that out so that wherever you're at in that journey, you can jump in and know exactly how to get to that next level. And I'm really excited to share that because I've talked a little bit about it with some of our boardroom folks, but I've never had, a 90-minute window to really break it down and make it attainable for everybody. And I'm really excited about it. It's going to be sweet.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. And then also just a part of being there, we mentioned that we expect 2,500 people to be there. But then also the vendor show as well, and like the expo floor. So there's going to be over 100 short-term rental, whether it's software companies or vendors that are going to be there. So you're going to be able to see and walk through and talk to some of the experts. I know last year AirDNA was there. Hospitable's coming this year. We got Sam Estrada from Go STR Marketing there, and just like hundreds of other folks that are, STR Secrets will have a booth. You'll be able to come up and meet us and all of our coaches. We're going to be throwing a party as well. Maybe a VIP dinner too. So just getting wide ranges of industry knowledge from people who are in the business. I mean, you can't do that virtually, right? I mean, you could spend weeks and weeks and weeks just setting up one-on-one calls with people about all these different technologies, but literally in 3 days, you're going to be able to meet 100 of them, and we're all going to be in one place. And then on top of that too, just the networking abilities. I mean, everybody in here, 2,000 plus people are growing their short-term rental business. So just being able to network with folks, and we got blocks for networking as well. So time you can go meet different people based on, whatever you're interested in, to help you get to that next level. So,
reiterate that point too, Mike, because as a natural introvert myself, especially at the beginning, like years ago, it felt like overwhelming to go to some bigger events, and like the networking, someone like you, like gasses you up. For me, I was like, I would much rather like chill in the corner and like observe. But I want to give you some food for thought, because as I've challenged myself to get out there and network more and meet more people, the amount of opportunities that come out of that are ridiculous, right? Like I said it quickly at the beginning of this podcast. The $20 million hotel deal that I'm kicking off right now, I'm partnering with somebody that I met at WealthCon. Like that deal, I wouldn't have access to, and they wouldn't have gotten it over the line if we hadn't made that connection. Like literally, like from that one connection. Rashmi, who's going to be speaking at our hotel workshop, she's got 6 or 7 hotel deals now. She got her first 2 at WealthCon, right? I just spoke at the Michigan STR conference a couple months ago, and Tony Stancato met one of his partners in his business at the second STR WealthCon. Like the amount of partnerships and deals that have been done at WealthCon or on the back end of WealthCon is astronomical. Like there's tons and tons of people that I meet. At the beginning of my talk last year, I remember before I went on stage, I met a guy literally in the bathroom, and he was like, yeah, I came here last year with nothing. And, a year and a half later or whatever it was, he's like, I've got $1 million portfolio now, like $1 million in booking revenue portfolio now. Just from going there, and a couple connections that I made, like got me going. Like that's what this is all about.
We just had Buck Combo on the podcast earlier today with E, and just another really good dude that had like 10 properties and now has 70 under management. And I met him at his first STR WealthCon too, and he actually lives in Nashville as well. So it's just, you never know who you're going to meet there. And like I said, there's going to be over 2,000 people there. So you're not going to be able to meet all of them. But there's going to be plenty of opportunities to grow your business. And, you could go in there without any expectations of meeting anybody or getting anything out of it, but you're definitely going to go there. And I think it also speaks to just the short-term rental community that we have of people want to help each other at the end of the day. It's like there's so many big operators, like the big property management companies that have the majority of the market share, and we can really raise the level in the game because we're all helping each other make our individual communities better. Because I've said this a million times, and I know you've heard me say it a million times too. Like the reason Airbnb is getting regulated in all of our cities and towns and HOAs, the biggest reason, in my opinion, is poor management, is just mismanagement of these properties. And so when you come to these conferences and you learn how to manage your properties better and make them more efficient, but then also be a good neighbor too, like we're all sharing the secrets behind it. And that kind of leads us into the in-depth tracks that we have. So we've got 9 in-depth, 3-hour long, literally like 4-hour long master classes that we're going to be straight teaching on different topics. So I'll let you take the reins, because you've been working on a lot of this with Bill behind the scenes too.
Yeah. So Pace, Morby, and Jerry Norton have a 4-hour creative finance track. So again, last year, if you were there, you heard Pace busting our chops about, I told you I need at least 2 hours. So we gave him an hour on, I think, an hour and a half keynote this year and a 4-hour workshop. So he's got plenty of time to go deep with you guys. And I think Emil and his team are going to be doing a 4-hour revenue management workshop. We've got Bill and Patrick Swiatek are doing co-hosting fundamentals workshop. Myself and our team of Isaac Oswalt, Joe Weigel, and Rashmi Bhatt, we're doing a deep dive boutique hotels workshop. Mike Riley, myself, and Chris Petsy are doing a deep dive on scaling. So what does that actually look like? How do you go from 5 to 10 to 20 to 50 to 100? What does your business look like? Well, how does your role change? How do you hire the right way? I'll let Mike chime in, but I know he's been working with Chris in the background on really mapping this thing out. So again, if your goal is to actually build a business that gives you serious cash flow and getting your time back, people ask me all the time, like, what's different about you guys, like at STR Secrets? And I always say, like, we're the time freedom people. Like, we help people build businesses that give them time back. Because that's what I wanted when I started this whole thing. It wasn't to make millions of dollars and do all this other stuff and have a commercial portfolio. It was, I want to be able to be home with my family. My son's home sick today. I spent the whole day hanging out with him, like making him feel better and taking him to the doctor. I don't need to worry about that anymore. I don't have to ask somebody's permission to take time off to take care of my kid. Like, that's what I care about. And so we're going to teach you in 4 hours, like going real deep, like tactically, how do you do that? How do you go from 0 to 100 or whatever level you want to get to and actually build a business with a team and an infrastructure and really build a machine that can run without you? Because that's what a business is. If your business depends on you, you don't have a business, you have a job. And it's that simple. And I'm not saying that to throw stones. If that's what you want, that's totally fine. But if you really want financial and time freedom, then you need a business with systems, process, and people that are like a well-oiled machine. That's how you do it. So we got that going on. Bill's going to be running a 4-hour marketing workshop, going deep on that. And then we have a whole bunch of other breakout sessions. So we've got the mortgage group, Wealth Builders Mortgage Group's doing one, Proper Insurance is doing one, Justin Ford's doing one, Anthony Scotto's doing one. I'm like scrolling through our agenda. There's got to be like 40 of these. So I'm going to miss some, but like STR Insights is doing one, Host Buddy AI is doing one, Summerled's got one.
Savvy Realty, Tyler Kuhn and his team's going to be doing one as well.
Yep, Tyler's got one. Kenny's got one. Jeff Hampton's got one around asset protection. Price Labs has one. Avery Carl's running one. Brenna Carl's is running one. Michael Burt's got one going on. Savannah Hudson's got one on copywriting. Like, there's literally every facet of the business will have catered sessions on, and you can grab the recordings because it's going to be impossible to get to all of them because some of them will be simultaneous. But you can get in there and really think about, like, if I could fix one thing or 3 things, what would move the needle? And then you just get the recordings and you keep it moving. But the reason I get so excited about this is because everybody's at a different stage in this business, like I said. And you will be able to get actionable intel to take you from here to here to here at this event because we have it so dissected to serve each level of the business.
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited that, my hour and a half is going to be focused really on those folks that really want to gain more properties. I mentioned it earlier. I'm working on a new sales system for my company, and I'm been acquiring some really nice properties. So I want to share that with you guys. And then, we've got, like you mentioned, all these different breakout sessions from people that really know what their topic is. It's hard to know everything, right? So you gotta just grab the recordings and use it as a guide for you to grow your business. So the tickets this year, there's a couple different levels of tickets too. And if you guys have any questions on the tickets, please let us know in the comments or send us a message on social. But we've got 4 levels of tickets. So Mike, I'm gonna break it down here. You got obviously general admission, which kind of gets you in the door for the 3-day event. You also got main stage, the keynotes, the breakout sessions, all that stuff, and maybe a little bit of swag too is included in that general admission. And then we have Superhost, which is all of that, plus you get all of the recordings included. There's also a pre-conference party access, and then you get some better seating as well. The seating I think is pretty good, but it's a lot easier to see when you got where your seats are. And if you're in the mastermind or if you've got that Superhost ticket, you get closer to the stage.
Superhost is the best bang for the buck over the general admission, simply because you get the recordings too. And you get them at a discount, right? So if you're going to get the recordings anyway, you might as well just go Superhost because it'll save you $100 or $200 or whatever it is. Yeah. And then you obviously get, some better seats and some swag and some other fun stuff, but you're definitely going to want the recordings. And again, it's also the last one. So like, if you miss it, you miss it. Like, you're going to want the recordings. So that's not a sales pitch. It's just, if I'm going to a conference, I want the recordings because I know I'm not going to retain everything, and I'm going to want to go back and, rewatch some of it. So,
Yep. It's like always one of the first questions we get, especially at the end, is like, is this going to be recorded? Yes, if you purchased the recordings, but if you purchase them there, they're like double the price, right? So might as well get it in the Superhost ticket. And then we got VIP and Diamond. So VIP is it's really just a VIP event. You get the VIP lounge, you get some VIP swag. There's a networking event, and just more access to the speakers too, and being able to be around them, yourself and Bill and Kenny and some of the bigger, heavier hitters that are going to be out there. That's really what the VIP is, and also the reserve seating, which is right in the front for VIP too.
Yep. And then for the diamond, you get an extra half day with Bill and myself, pre-event, right? So you'll get to mingle with our 7-figure boardroom members, Bill's mastermind members, and the other diamonds that are getting another 4-hour workshop with Bill and myself before the event kicks off on the 22nd. And so there's some activities going on the 22nd for that diamond tier. And again, you're just getting more access. You're getting a deep dive workshop with Bill and myself, and you get to network with our highest level students that are achieving some pretty ridiculous stuff, if I'm being honest. And so it's just fun. Like if you want to be, as we say in the 7-figure boardroom, like you're in the right room. Like if you're a high level operator or you want to get around some really high level operators and investors, like that's the room that you want to be in. Right. But again, for the masses, I would say that the Superhost is still the best bang for the buck to get the recordings and everything else. So,
Yep. I think that's about it. I mean, some other things too. Like I mentioned, Nashville is an awesome place. There's a lot to do, especially at night. So it's going to be hot in July. But yeah, a lot of people just pick hotels that are downtown, so they don't have to get a car or take a bunch of Ubers. There's plenty of hotels downtown. There's plenty of Airbnbs too. We're going to be renting out a pretty big Airbnb that's in my neck of the woods, or my old neck of the woods, in like the 12th South 8th Avenue kind of area. So I'm looking forward to that, and just seeing getting all the coaches together at STR Secrets as well, and probably our families, and just renting one big Airbnb down there. So that's another part that I'm looking forward to, is just getting together with everybody. We do it obviously once a quarter with the boardroom, but this is really where we get everybody here. So it's going to be exciting. Anything else, Mike, on your end you want to share?
if you got to pick one event to go to, and I'm not even saying it because it's my event, like this is the event that you want to be at. There's a reason that we've grown it organically to be the largest STR conference in the world that's run by hosts, because of the way that we built it and the feedback that we got. And if you talk to anybody that's gone, they will tell you, bar none, it's the best conference you can go to, like hands down. And it's because of the education of the speakers, of the networking, and of the environment that we create, that everybody's having fun while they're learning and networking. And there's nothing else like it in our industry. And so if you're even on the fence, like this is the last go around for this. So figure it out, get down to Nashville, come hang out with us. It's going to be a blast. Come hang out with me and Mike and the entire team. And what I selfishly love, yes, I love getting up and speaking and running the workshops, but I love meeting everybody. Like I'm running around trying to meet as many people as possible and just kind of hear their stories of where they're at. And if I can give them some pointers on how to get to that next level, like one-on-one while I'm there, I'm more than happy to do that. And so for me, this is like it's the last hurrah, man. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And we're going to go out with a bang. It's going to be big.
So I'm excited to see all them. We're going to be throwing a party on Wednesday night too, kind of like what we did last year. It's going to be a little bit different this year, but it's going to be a really good time. Get everybody together. So cool. Mike, any other parting words?
No, man, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in Nashville. And if you haven't joined the STR Secrets Facebook group yet, get in that group. Mike's doing live trainings in there every single week. You can ask him your questions directly. You know, we upload a lot of these trainings to the podcast, but there's still a ton of them that are in there that haven't been released. So it's totally free. Come network with, what are we at, Mike? 11,000 other or so?
Yeah. Almost 12,000 people. Mm-hmm.
So make sure you join that community. And if you haven't, leave a rating on the podcast. I don't think I ever asked for that or ever asked for anything, but leave us a review. It helps us get the word out there and help more people. So that's it, man. Appreciate everybody. Mike, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.